With high-powered careers, family demands, and tense friendships, it's a lot to juggle when you're married to medicine. The LA ladies are back now with season 2, and it's a wild ride. Take a look.
Be prepared for backlash. Oh, she's done.
I'ma call you out on your stuff all the time.
She lost all her street cred.
Don't you two live in Beverly Hills? What street cred are we talking about right now?
And star of Married to Medicine LA, Dr. Britten Cole is joining me now. It's so good to see you. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for sitting down and chatting with me for a little bit. How you holding up? How's your family?
The kids are mostly okay.
Yeah.
I mean, bouncing off the walls. I'm just like, just don't get blood on the furniture. Whatever you do, just do
I
it.
hear you. Are you practicing during this time?
I am. So things haven't stopped for us. They've slowed down. And then with obviously the pandemic, we have to take certain precautions that we didn't take before.
Still plugging along. Yeah. Well, let's talk about this show. For those who haven't seen Married to Medicine yet, how does it compare? How is it different from the Housewives shows franchise that are also on Bravo?
There are a lot of similarities, but also differences. I would say some differences are obviously most of the women are physicians, or half of us are physicians, and the other half are just married to physicians, but they're business women in their own right. Not that the women on the Housewives aren't entrepreneurs. A lot of them do have their own businesses, but our women are, like I said, they're physicians. They're out there. They're taking care of business. They're grinding. And there's the drama, and there's the messiness. So I think people enjoy that, but there's also fun, and there's a lot of laughter and a lot of comedy. The biggest thing I think is just the medical component.
So at the end of season 1, we saw you leaving LA. You were heading back to Orlando. Season 2 picks up. You're back in LA. So what happened?
So when I left LA last season, I had already found a job, but it wasn't going to start right away. So I had a little bit of time to go back to Orlando and pack the family up at a nice pace and then bring them all back to LA.
You were very honest in the beginning, saying that it was not an easy transition. Any move is going to be stressful. Adding to that, a reality show has to be just multiply, like 10 times 100. I know that you've been friends with Dr. Contessa from Married to Medicine Atlanta for many years. Did she give you any advice before you started on this journey?
Well, one thing she did tell me was, when it comes to like how you're perceived in public, you have to just ignore the trolls, because someone will say something that just gets under your nerves. And I have a very big mouth. I'm like, what? There is no way they're going to get away with this. And she's like, bring it. You have got to tame it. You just have to just ignore it, be the bigger person. And that to me is an adjustment.
Especially people who are on reality TV. So I've been interviewing the Housewives and reality TV people for 10 plus years. And one of the things that people have said over these years is that they recognize things in themselves watching this back that they weren't aware of. Have you noticed anything yet that you thought, oh wow, I do that?
I say a lot. I hate that. See now I'm okay. See, look what you started.
If that's the biggest thing, then you're good. That's not a big deal.
When I look at myself on television, I try to detach from that person.
Yeah, listen, there's obviously these reality shows are built on drama, but you've been vocal about wanting to be a positive role model in this whole experience. I mean, has that been easy to do? Or
I think that in general, I am a positive person. I try not to be so involved in the drama as much as I am trying to kind of, let's figure out how to fix this drama. And that's just my personality. Now, obviously, there are times where I have to say something back. I mean, because that's who I am. I'm not a shy person in the sense where I let people walk all over me, nor do I like to see people walk all over other people.
There's a new cast member this year, Dr. Kendra. I see that you two have a YouTube channel.
We were just like, why don't we talk about stuff on YouTube, like topics that we think that other women or even men find important as well. And so that's kind of how it came to be, but we have our own voice when we do our show.
Yeah, well, it's been so much fun sitting down and chatting with you, catching up. You can watch Married to Medicine LA Sundays at 9 p.m. on Bravo. Dr. Britten Cole, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a good one.